Claypool, the one target he had was on the little like
there was a pass interference.
He had two. Yeah, so he had the one that was the OPI on Jaylen Samuels, which was a good call. You have to run a route. He didn't run a route, and honestly, that I'm glad you brought that up too, because that was the difference on that call being an OPI and why the Minkah Fitzpatrick one was called a holding on him, right, instead of OPI. Because
I thought they were both good calls.
No. So this is the thing. So the OPI on Minkah. The difference is this, and I don't know if Tannehill did it intentionally or not. Tannehill threw it to the guy that picked Minkah. If you remember that, they ran a pick wheel concept, so that it was a 2x2. The one guy literally just runs directly at Minkah and stops. And then the guy that Minkah is on rolls around, and that's why Minkah has to grab him, because he's like, I just can't get through the pick like that.
Yeah.
The pick itself was illegal because you have to run a route. But what he did was this. Once Minkah ran through, Tannehill threw the ball at the guy. The guy wasn't even expecting the ball. He still threw it there, so it made the illusion of, oh, no, that was a route. Whereas with Jaylen never turned around for a ball. Jaylen never ran a route. He simply just ran towards the defender and picked him. You can't pick as a receiver. That's yeah.
You're saying Jaylen. You're talking about the Claypool one,
right? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about Claypool's pass interference, like the deep ball.
No.
I was confused whenever you were saying.
Yeah, they were just hand fighting right there. Yeah, okay. They were hand fighting right there. And with the hand fighting, man, that's gonna be 50-50. Some guys are calling on offense, some guys are calling the defense.
Okay, yeah, I'm actually really interested in this because all right, so you said
so
the Minkah one was that a good call, bad call? So
the reason why both of the calls were good because of how the outcomes played out, but the difference was the details of how Jaylen Samuels did his pick versus how the guy from the Titans did his pick. When the guy from the Titans did his pick, like I said, he literally came off the line and just went and blocked Minkah. The difference was once Minkah held the guy and ran off, Tannehill just throws it to the guy that set the pick. So it made it look like
optical illusion.
So it makes it look like what? Oh, that was a route. Even though when you watch him on tape, he's not running a route. He literally takes one step, two hands, hits Minkah. And that's why Minkah's like, yo, I gotta grab this guy because I'm not gonna get through. And that's why I said I don't know if Tannehill did it intentionally or not.
So if he didn't throw the ball that way,
there, they might call the illegal pick or OPI.
Wow.
But because he throws it directly to him,
I'm not liking this.
It turns out like that. Then you look at Jaylen Samuels. I think it was 3rd and 5. The one where literally
3rd and 2.
Yeah, Claypool catches it. I think they said he was short, but
it was a first down.
But the thing was, the difference was Jaylen. When Jaylen came off, he literally went and just ran towards the DB, but he never runs a route after. He never turns around, puts his hand up for the ball. He literally just hits the guy and just stays with it. And then from there, Claypool gets it and goes. So if you're just blocking like how Jaylen made it look, that is OPI. If Jaylen turns around, throws a hand up, if Jaylen, after he hits the guy, just turns in or turns out to make it look like it's a route, they don't call it.
It didn't look like he put his hands up or anything to block. It looked like he just kind of went into him.
But see, so from an offense standpoint, that's where they're supposed to make it look like that, right? Don't put your hands up and make it like you're physically run blocking them, because that's obvious. Anybody can see that. But
what happened to the 5-yard bump rules, right? Was that just defense to offense?
No, so the thing is this. It's the difference between you bumping and you actually blocking. 5-yard bump, as a DB, you can jam, but how many times have you seen a DB ever two-hand grab a receiver? You can't do that. You can't even two-hand put your hands in his chest and hold him like that. You can shock him, which is a punch, right? You can jam him, but you can't just sit here and let me just hold you. Like that's not happening. And with Jaylen, what they tell you to do is, okay, look, we want this route ran at 4 yards for a reason, because we know with Claypool stepping at 2, this guy is going to be on the opposite end of that, and he's not going to be able to get around you. So make it look like you're running a route, take 2 to 3 steps, but make sure you stop right here and get in this guy's way. You better get some of him, bump him, do whatever you have to do to him. When you do that, though, you still have to make it look like you're running a route. You still got to make it look like, oh, man, I tripped, or oh, man, I was trying to get open, and give you that at the end. Jaylen never gave you any embellishment on it. He just literally ran right to the dude, hit him, and then because the pass happening right now, it's just like, oh, bro, that's clear. That's a block right there. You can't do that. And that's why they call that, man.
That was a disappointment.
Yeah,
I didn't like that.
Just a little detail. It's all about the details of your work in that regard, man. Kind of like if you're a pass rusher and you feel like you're about to fall down, hey, man, sell it out like you got hell. Throw your arms up, flail, kick your legs out, because, man, the referees, they're human. They see and they're like, well, man, that dude did all he had to get hell. No different when we see wide receivers, right? Oh, it's a little bit of hand fighting both ways. The receiver, what does the receiver do though? Oh, man, I got hell, man. Throw the flag. After every time the ball goes to a receiver, they looking around for a flag. Like, no, bro, that was good defense.
I know I would be doing that every time if I was a receiver.
All right, so that's why it's just the gamesmanship. It goes back and forth, man. That's why we call receivers or offensive players babies, because it's like, Y'all always looking for calls. Y'all always want to hand out words on defense. We got to deal with that and still find a way to stop you guys.